In 2020, in the midst of a global pandemic, we made a bold decision that changed our lives. As newlyweds and recent college graduates, we stepped outside our comfort zone to embrace a full-time nomadic lifestyle, living in our self-converted Ford Transit van. We had dreamed of van life for years. Inspired by the Vanlife coffee table book, we had flipped through hundreds of times. We were drawn to the idea of a home on wheels, offering freedom, flexibility, and adventure. And we finally took the leap when COVID-19 turned the world upside down.
And apparently, we weren't alone. Between 2020 and 2022, van life surged by 63% in the US, according to Statistica, a trend fueled by the rise in remote work and a collective reimagining of post-pandemic life. Van life offered us something we always dreamed of: breathtaking scenery and the freedom to shape our days around the open road. Each new destination provided us the opportunity to immerse ourselves in both nature and culture, embracing adventures along the way. We hiked through forests, cold plunged in glacial waters, slept under the starlit sky, and were mesmerized by the wildlife and beauty that greeted us each day. Our 4-month-old puppy, Acadia, became our ultimate travel companion, bounding alongside us as we explored state and national parks. Days and weeks blurred into a whirlwind of hiking, kayaking, trail running, and pure relaxation in nature. For two people who found their greatest joy in the outdoors, this was the perfect way to live. We could pack up and move anywhere, anytime. Whether we stayed in the same spot for one night or 21, the choice was always ours.
Along our journey, we encountered many stories of people deeply connected to the places they call home. In one memorable moment in Arizona, while waiting for a takeout order of Navajo tacos from a family-owned restaurant, a young woman struck up a conversation with us. She proudly shared her connection to the Navajo Nation and the deep bond she felt with her home. As she spoke about her dreams, she revealed a longing to visit the Grand Canyon, a monument 150 miles away where we were headed that same day. This brief exchange challenged us to reflect on the privilege we held and the ease with which we traveled. Her pride and connection inspired us and left us wondering, were we moving too fast? In our constant motion, we began to question where we truly belonged.
In college, community was our anchor. Through student organizations, work, and volunteering, we built strong, lasting ties. Madi ran for city council, and we both sat on local committees, weaving a rich web of belonging and purpose. But when we embraced van life, those bonds began to unravel. The young woman's deep-rooted connection highlighted everything we suddenly realized we were missing: a genuine sense of belonging and connection. And it made us wonder, how can we form community when constantly on the move?
We soon learned that building community isn't as simple as flipping a switch. It requires authenticity, vulnerability, intentionality, and patience. In an unexpected twist, our dream of traveling across the United States transformed from one of constant motion into the realization that rooting down is a journey of its own.
During our first long-term stay in Dallas, Texas, we began connecting with others by sharing our van life journey. While working at an outdoor shop, I became friends with a coworker, Grant, an Eagle Scout whose passion for the outdoors resonated with us. This friendship led us to join Grant and his partner Emily on outdoor adventures. Grant taught us invaluable lessons about wilderness first aid and backcountry camping, while we introduced him and Emily to the ins and outs of van life and offered recommendations on places to visit during their own travels. Through these experiences, we realized that true connection goes beyond shared activities. It's about exchanging knowledge and growing together. And during this time, we expanded our circle of friends, forming a small and vibrant community.
After about 4 months in Dallas, we decided it was time to head west. Leaving was bittersweet. While it was tough to say goodbye to the relationships we had formed, we left with a new idea: exploring community and belonging by connecting with those who had deeply rooted themselves. They say opposites attract, and for two van dwellers like us, we were drawn to the grounded lifestyles of those practicing permaculture, an alternative, sustainable agriculture approach centered on self-reliance and harmony with the land. We believe these individuals could impart valuable lessons about building community. Over the next several months, we traveled to permaculture farms and conducted interviews. We toured their lands, learned about the rare plants they nurtured, became fascinated by their sustainable practices, and listened as they shared stories of reciprocity and resilience. Strangers soon turned into friends, welcoming us into their homes for dinner. And in return, we helped out with various farm tasks and shared their practices with our friends and family. We came to realize that building a sustainable community means showing up not just to take, but also to give, whether through sharing skills, assisting with projects, or simply being present.
As the months passed, our gradual efforts built the sense of belonging that we had long sought. We documented our travels through journaling and photography, and the acquaintances that we made along the way culminated into lasting friendships, proving to us that even a life on the move can nurture meaningful relationships.
When life takes unexpected turns and we find ourselves thrown into new environments, as happens so often during van life, it can feel disorienting. We can become detached, struggling to find connection. As we journeyed over 15,000 miles across the United States, we learned 4 key components for building community while on the move.
First, share your story with vulnerability. We soon discovered that opening up about our van life journey was one of those powerful ways to create genuine connections with others. And when we shared our story, we ensured that we not only highlighted the beauty of van life, but we also talked about our own challenges. For instance, there were days when we struggled to find a safe place to park for the night. In the summer, we endured sweltering heat while trying to sleep. In the winter, we had to get creative when all of our water froze in the van. And some days, we just missed the comforts of a real bed or having an oven to make cookies or pizza. As we shared these challenges, people resonated with our story and we found common ground. Vulnerability invites others to open up as well, laying a foundation of trust and authenticity. Whether over a meal, a hike, or a casual conversation, being open allows others to see you as relatable. Ultimately, it was our willingness to be vulnerable that built bridges to the people around us.
Second, embrace mutual learning. Community isn't just about those shared activities, it's about evolving together through reciprocity. As Indigenous author and scholar Robin Wall Kimmerer writes, gratitude and reciprocity are the currency of a gift economy, and they have the remarkable power of multiplying with every exchange. Many of our deepest friendships blossomed through co-learning, whether it was our shared love for the outdoors and travel with Emily and Grant, or our many conversations with permaculture practitioners. Their wisdom not only sparked our curiosity, but transformed us as individuals. And when we later applied those lessons, it reconnected us to those who had taught us in the first place.
Third, root down mindfully. While movement defined our journey, we soon discovered that pausing, whether for a moment, a few weeks, or even a month, was essential for building deeper connections with those around us. The late Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "Mindfulness helps you go home to the present. And every time you go there and recognize a condition of happiness that you have, happiness comes." End quote. In the same way, mindfulness helps us deepen our connections to those around us, transforming every pause into an opportunity for community building. Rooting down allowed us to engage in active listening and nurture meaningful relationships. Mindfulness doesn't mean abandoning a nomadic lifestyle. Rather, it's about immersing yourself in the present moment, however briefly.
And fourth, invest in your community. True community isn't just where you're located. It's built through the time, energy, and care you invest in your relationships. For us, technology became the catalyst for sustaining bonds. Throughout our travels, we used texting, FaceTime, social media, and our blog to continue to share our story. Rather than let distance dilute our relationships, these tools allowed us to remain actively involved, share our story, and continue growing together. In January of this year, we returned from a 3-week adventure on the Camino de Santiago, where we hiked the coast of Portugal and Spain. For the last 4 days of this trip, we journeyed with 4 other pilgrims, a German couple, an Austrian man, and an American man. Hiking side by side, day after day, our bonds deepened, and it didn't take long for us to become a tight-knit trail family. Since our return, we routinely check in with each other using technology, ensuring that even with thousands of miles between us, our connections remain strong.
Today, our lives look much different. We no longer live in a van, but the bonds that we formed and what we learned remain deeply relevant. Now, we both work in higher education. We see transients in the people around us, students embarking on their college journeys, graduating a few years later, and relocating to new communities. And although the ever-changing college environment can feel intimidating and at times isolating, the lessons that we learned in the community building can be applied to a variety of settings.
Movement surrounds us all. Some embrace a nomadic lifestyle, while others navigate transitions like starting college, launching a new career, moving to a new city, or adapting to life's inevitable changes. Constant movement doesn't have to obstruct the formation of community or weaken your bonds to others. By applying the framework we've shared, you can build meaningful relationships and discover a sense of belonging, even amidst uncertainty. True connection invites us to step into our own narrative, to discover meaning, understanding, and a deeper sense of purpose. And belonging isn't just about individual well-being, it's about the public good. When people feel connected, they engage in ways that enrich their own lives and the world around them.
As we share our story, we invite you to reimagine what connection can look like. The 4 components we've shared. Sharing your story with vulnerability, embracing mutual learning, rooting down with mindfulness, and investing in your community are universal principles for cultivating connection and belonging. We believe that by embracing these principles, we can create a world where community serves as both the foundation of personal well-being and the public good. Together, we can turn every moment into an opportunity for lasting connection.
Thank you.